Hello and welcome to the day ahead. It is Friday, October the 3rd. I'm Andrew Gagan. Well, the local market is set for a flat opening with ASX futures just down 4 points. Global equity markets have gained further with investors prepared to take on more risk. This is despite the potential ramifications of a US government shutdown. However, shutdowns in the past have typically had limited impact on the markets, with the S&P 500 finishing high during every shutdown since 1995. On Wall Street overnight, the major indices made modest gains, but again closed at record highs, led largely by the tech sector. That was thanks to gains in the likes of Nvidia, Apple and Broadcom. However, Tesla shares ended down 5% for its biggest one-day loss since July, the EV maker giving up early gains after a strong quarterly deliveries report because some analysts flag risks to sales in the upcoming quarters due to the withdrawal of a $7,500 federal tax credit. Netflix shares fell for the fourth consecutive day after Elon Musk called for ex-users to cancel their subscriptions to the streaming platform due to a show that critics say promotes transgenderism to children. Shares of credit bureaus Equifax and TransUnion fell heavily after FICO launched a program that could allow mortgage lenders to gain access to credit scores without relying on the bureaus, FICO shares surging almost 18%. And Occidental Petroleum said it would sell its petrochemical division to Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway for $9.7 billion, sending shares of the oil and gas producer down some 7%. Well, the US shutdown is impacting most government operations and has led to the temporary layoff of hundreds of thousands of workers, while President Trump is taking the opportunity to permanently dismiss some 300,000 workers by December, he says. Job layoffs in the year to September totaled 946,000, the highest since 2020. And with the release of non-farm payrolls report delayed by the shutdown, the Federal Reserve Bank of Chicago estimated the September jobless rate was 4.3%. FOMC member Austin Goolsbee saying the labour market remains stable, saying, "I think it indicates some steadiness in the labour market and I think the underlying economy is still growing pretty solidly." While Laurie Logan has said, "I'm seeing that inflation is running above our 2% current target," adding she expects tariffs to move inflation higher in coming months. Meanwhile, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent plans to complete the first round of interviews for the Fed chair next week and expects to send 3 to 5 names to President Trump for consideration. Well, the US 2-year Treasury yield little changed at 3.57%, the 10-year falling to 4.08%. And the US dollar index is up marginally on the day, while the euro fell after data showed the Eurozone unemployment rate in August rose to 6.3%. The Aussie dollar has fallen back to 66 US cents. Oil prices have fallen to their lowest level in 4 months as concerns mount about oversupply in the market ahead of a meeting of OPEC Plus group this weekend. Brent crude futures down 2% at $64 a barrel. Copper rose 1.3%, reaching its highest level in more than a year. Iron ore is unchanged at $103 a tonne, and gold prices have retreated from a record high on caution over further interest rate cuts. Spot gold at around $3,850 an ounce. And Bitcoin has risen to $120,000. Locally today, it is quiet on the data docket, while AGL is due to hold its AGM. That is your day ahead. We'll see you again on Monday.